Hey guys, today I'm filming my summer makeup must-haves for 2019. If you guys are unfamiliar with my seasonal makeup must-haves, basically I will share with you my favorite products for that season from eyes, cheeks, lips, and nails. I will be mentioning some things that were limited edition or discontinued, and it's not to rub it in your face, it's to remind you to pull these out of your collection if you own them. And I'm also truly just telling you about the products that I will be using during this time of year. Because this is a really product heavy video, I will have all of the items listed down below in the description box, and the type of colors that I tend to go for in the summertime. For eyes, I do go with a lot of like bronzes, coppers, and bright blues. For cheeks, I go with a lot of corals or warm tone pinks. For lips, I do the same thing, a lot of corals, warm tone pinks, more peachy tone shades, and I do have some brights. I'm not as into brights as I used to. I do still have a few hanging around. And then for nail polish, I have corals, bright greens, and bright blues. So we will start with the eye products. I have 5 different ColourPop Super Shock shadows. And the first one would be Kathleen Lights. This is a pearlized finish. This is such a beautiful shade because this is a really pretty coppery color that's like a bright orangey, goldy yellow. It's really, really cool, and it's very brightening on the lid. Then I have another eyeshadow from Kathleen Lights. This one is Blaze. It's a really pretty bronzy color that has like a little gold, a little taupe. This is a metallic finish, and this is nice to give more of like a bronzy, smoky look without being too deep. Then I have these 3, which are like my staple summer shades that were released a couple years ago in a collection. I'm not sure if they're all still available, but I hope so. This first one is Snakebite. It's an ultra metallic finish, and this is like a goldy bronze color with a little bit of like a coppery tone mixed in there. I absolutely love that one. Then we have the shade As You Wave, which is another ultra metallic finish. This is similar to Nara's Orgasm because when you swatch it, you can see it has more of that like pink coral undertone, but it's mostly this beautiful bright orangey, yellow, goldeny base with a bit of that pinky flash. And then my one bright color would be Banana Daiquiri, which is an ultra metallic finish. ColourPop does sell other blues that are very similar, but this one probably is my favorite and is the one that I feel like I can wear the most, and absolutely recommend all 5 of those shades for the summertime. I do have 2 Tarte Chrome Paint shadow pots. The first is Top Yacht, which is like a champagne-y gold color. Then I have Park Avenue Princess, which is more of a golden bronze color. These are both really intensely pigmented and very metallic on the lids. So then I do have a Z palette with some singles that I think will be perfect during this time of year, and when I laid them out like this, I realized how many similar colors I have. I've got a row of blues, a row of more like copperies, more neutrals, and then some more earthy bronzes and greens in here, more olivey shades. So these first 2 shades here are both from Looxi. This is Malibu. This one is Dream On. This is Anastasia Venice, Makeup Geek foiled in Pegasus. This is Color Raine Malibu, Makeup Geek Snapdragon, and Makeup Geek Sharkbait. Then this second row here, I've got MAC Amber Lights, ColourPop Board Shorts, Anastasia Sunset and Golden Copper. Then I've got Anastasia Brick, Colored Raine Vintage, Color Raine Native. Then these shadows that keep falling is because they're MAC shadows, and the MAC magnets are not compatible with Z palette magnets. But I have MAC Woodwinked, Soft Brown, Brown Script, and Sumptuous Olive. And then this bottom shade here is Color Raine Side of Olives. So from seeing this palette, I definitely realized I do not need to buy any more shimmery blue eyeshadows. I definitely have all of the possible tones out there, but those are definitely the ones I go to the most. Then I do have 3 pre-made palettes I will be reaching for. The first is ColourPop Yes Please, which is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I also have the Alamar Reina del Caribe Volume 1 palette. These metallics are so amazing on the lid, and these mattes are so complimentary. Absolutely love this palette for the summertime. And the last one would be the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette. This is the mini version because you have some great warm neutrals and some brights to either wear separately, wear together, but this formula is really intense and great for summer. So moving on to cheek products. So I am like a powder person all year round, but I do play with some liquid and cream products during the summertime. And the easiest ones for me to work with would be liquid bronzers. Cream bronzers are a little bit harder for me with my skin tone, but these I can sheer out a little bit more and they look a little bit more natural. So I will show you all the ones that I have. So this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. I also have a little mini of the Benefit Do the Hoola Liquid Bronzer, which has a pump. And then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour in Cafe Au Slay, which looks like this. So all of these work really well, and I do apply all of these with a damp beauty sponge to help blend it into my skin better. I do find that it can sometimes sheer out my foundation a bit, but I'm applying this, on the outer parts of my face, and I think it helps it look a little bit more sun-kissed, more natural, so I do really like it. And sometimes I might follow up with a powder bronzer, but also sometimes I don't, and that's really because I'm so afraid if I'm layering bronzing products it's going to look too intense on me, but all of those I think are really great options. Then for my more powder bronzers, these were limited edition a couple years back, but they're still holy grails to me and I look forward to using them every single summer. That would be two limited edition Milani matte baked bronzers. Milani did this year release some matte bronzers, but they're not their baked formula. So the lighter shade I use to bronze is Sunset number 8, and this is a light warm bronzer. I really like warm bronzers on my skin tone. Neither of these are too orangey. They just have that great warm undertone that matches my yellow undertone complexion. And then the darker shade we have is number 7, Sienna. And again, I do not mind using a more warm tone bronzer to contour. It works for me. I have used these both today and I think that they look quite nice. So again, these were limited edition, but you can find them sometimes on eBay or Amazon, but they're such great quality. I wish that they still had these available. For highlighter, I like to go with something a little bit more golden or a golden champagne, but because I'm so fair, it is very hard to pull off more gold tone highlighters. And this is the only one that I've ever found that works for me. And this is the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. This was limited edition. It went away and I believe they brought it back. I don't know if they brought it back permanently, if they just brought it out again for more people to be able to get it, but this is amazing. It shows up so intense on my cheeks and it isn't too dark, and it is that baked gelée formula, which I know a lot of us are familiar with, so definitely recommend this one. And then another product that is newer to me is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter in Sin. This one is quite a bit lighter. It is a really beautiful champagne, but it does have some more gold tones in it, and it isn't as light as some of the other champagnes I tend to use, so I think this will be nice for an even more bright main highlight, and especially this will be good to use before I get some color, where this will really suit me, or I can try mixing them together or whatnot. And if you're looking for this one, I have seen it very recently at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. That's actually where I purchased mine. So those are the two highlights I plan on using this summer. So for blush, I have a ton of limited edition MAC blushes I look forward to using every year, but again, they were limited edition, so a lot of you, if you don't already have them, will have a very tough time getting them, or they'll be very expensive. So I'll save those for last, and I'll show you the other blushes I have that are not MAC limited edition. This is Becca's Snapdragon. This is a beautiful, bright, warm, pinky coral color. This is really deep. It is very pigmented, so I have to be careful when I apply it. These Becca blushes over the past couple weeks have been showing up at TJ Maxx and Marshall's as well, so I definitely recommend you checking there because it will be very affordable, but I love the Becca blush formula and that's a stunning color. Then for something a little more natural, this is the Balm's Hot Mama, which is similar to NARS Orgasm, but Orgasm is a lot more pink, and this has a lot more of that like sandy golden tone to it, more peachy. It's so pretty, and I think is like the most natural one I have here. Then I have Benefit California, which is a really pretty pinky coral color and a nice baked gelée formula as well. I do have one permanent MAC blush. That would be Fleur Power right here, which is another matte warm pink shade. And now I will show you all of my limited edition MAC blushes that I will be using. These are all like my pride and joys. So I do have, oh, I forgot, this one is permanent as well. This is one of the MAC mineralized blushes in the shade Petal Power, which is also similar to NARS Orgasm. It's actually more similar than this one because this one has a lot more pink in it. So just to show you the two side by side, they are rather different. I'm wearing this one on my cheeks today, and I did forget that this was limited edition, but then they did bring that back to the permanent collection. So the rest of these are truly limited edition. So this one is MAC Hypnus from the Wash and Dry collection. It is a frost finish. Then we have MAC Painted Canyon from the Vibe Tribe collection. I believe this one is a satin finish. MAC Fleet Fast from the Naughty Nautical collection, I believe, and this is a satin finish. Sweet Sweet Fantasy from the Mariah Carey collection. This is also a satin finish. Ripe for Love from the Temperature Rising collection. This is also a satin finish. MAC Peaches and Cream from the Sharon Osbourne collection, which is a satin finish. And MAC Sideshow U from the Simpsons collection. This one is also a satin finish. So you can tell all of these blushes are very similar. They are that like burnt peach, warm coral, warm pink. So they're all in the same color feeling, that they're all different in tone. So you definitely don't need all of these, but like I said, they are my pride and joy, and I look forward to using them every single summer. Now onto the lippies. Moving on to lip products, I've got them all swatched here. So I've got a lot of more warm pink colors. Then I do have some brights, and I've got lipsticks, lip glosses, and liquid lipsticks. So starting with these more warm pinks up here, I have two of the Urban Decay Revolution lipsticks, which are now available in the Vice range. I just have the older line. This first one is Naked, which is a really pretty nude color that isn't too pale. This is nice if I'm going with more of like one of those bright blue eye looks and I don't also want a bright lip. This is really easy to wear with it, and it is a cream formula, so it is a little bit more hydrating and comfortable for the summer. Then I do have the shade Streak, which is also a cream finish, and this is a really beautiful bright coral color, but it does have some really pretty pink and peachy tones in it. It isn't too orange. Then I've got some more comfort matte lipsticks that are that more like warm peachy pink color. And the first one is a Clinique Long Last Soft Matte Lipstick in the shade number 50 Matte Beauty. And then something very similar is the ColourPop Matte Luxe Lipstick in the shade Name Drop. This one is just a little lighter and a little bit more peachy tone, where Matte Beauty has a little bit more pink in it, but they're super similar. Then I've got these four more bright lip colors, and these are all from MAC. I love this formula, and I used to really enjoy these shades, but I can tell you this is going to be the last year I use them because they are older in my collection. So I'm going to try to get some good use out of these, but these will be retired this year, and I'm not into bright lip colors anymore at all, unfortunately, but I love these formulas. So these first three were limited edition MAC Sheen Supreme lipsticks. The entire Sheen Supreme line has been discontinued, which sucks because that was my favorite lipstick formula from MAC. But these three colors I have here, like I said, were limited edition. So this first one is Phenomenal, which is like a coral berry tone. Then I have Lust Extract, which is a more purple tone pink. It is kind of like a fuchsia shade. And then we have Phosphorescent, which is like a papaya coral color. This is my favorite out of the three because it is the lighter one. And then the other lip product I love is the MAC Patent Polish Lip Pencils. I have a couple different shades of these, and this one is Fearless, which is a brighter blue pink. Love this formula. It's super comfortable, very wearable. I love these type of like pigmented creamy formulas for the summertime. I don't really like anything too drying, so I recommend both of those formulas, and those are nice bright shades. Like I said, this is gonna be the last year I use them because they're older and I'm just not into brights like I used to be. Then I only have two liquid lipstick, both from ColourPop. I have an Ultra Matte in the shade Solo, which is like a muted salmon pink, and then this Ultra Satin in the shade Molly, which is a bright purpley pink color. And I mean, It looks very intense on the lips, but I really love that shade. It is like the only bright I still love. Then I do have two glosses, also from ColourPop. These are the High Shine Ultra Glossy Lips, so they do have the brush applicator. And this more neutral color here is Champagne Mommy, and this brighter shade is Feedback. That's what I'm wearing on my lips today. And these do have a little bit of shine in them, but they don't feel gritty on the lips. They just give that beautiful shine. I really do enjoy them. I don't love the brush, but I think they give a nice amount of color, shine. They're very comfortable to wear. So these are going to be my go-to lip products for the summer. So lastly, we have nail polishes. So like I said, I've got some corals, greens, blues, and then I do have one lonely purple. So this is from the Maybelline Color Show Bleached and Neons collection from a few summers ago, and this is in the shade Ultraviolet. This does dry down to more of a matte finish, but it doesn't chip so badly like other mattes. This is probably one of the best matte polishes I've used formula-wise. Then I do have two more peachy coral colors that I love to wear. This first one is OPI Got Myself Into a Jambalaya, and then I have Zoya's Wendy, which you can see is darker and has a little bit more pink, while the OPI has a bit more peach in it. Then for my more green toned polishes, I have Color Club New Bohemian, which is like a really pretty like bluey green, and this is not super bright, but it also isn't a pastel, which is why I like it during the summer. And then something that I usually wear in the fall, but I decided I wanted to move to the summer, is OPI My Dog Sled is a hybrid, because again, it isn't as muted, as sagey as some of the other similar shades I wear in the fall. This is a little bit brighter, so I thought it would be good for summer. And then the brightest of all is this Berry M Jelly Polish in the shade Greenberry. This is a super, super neon color. A terrible formula, but I try to make it work because I really love this shade. And then I have a whole bunch of blues. Blue's definitely my favorite color to wear in the summer. This first one is Essie's in the Cabana, which is a little bit more muted compared to these other shades, but it isn't pastel. Then we have China Glaze Capacity to See Beyond, which is a little bit brighter. This is from the Maybelline Color Show Bleach Neons collection in the shade Day Glow Teal. I have this more special effects kind of polish. This is from 9-0 Lacquer in the shade May 2016. I have this really bright shade from Pretty Serious called Pookie. And the last two are my brightest. I have OPI Fearlessly Alice and the Sally Hansen Extreme Wear in Pacific Blue, the original. So guys, those were all of my summer makeup must-haves. I would love to know your thoughts on these products in the comments down below, and I would love to know what your staple makeup products are for the summertime. As I'm even looking at some of these polishes, some of the eyeshadows, some of the lipsticks, I'm realizing I think my style is maybe changing a bit, and this might be the last year that I use some of these products. Even though some of these things are favorite formulas and used to be favorite colors, I don't know if they're all necessarily my style or if I need all of those blue polishes. We will see. But I wanted to thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.